All right, you guys. So for those of you who don't know me, I know my name says Brittany Landrum. My name is actually Trista Marshall, and I am one of your Ambassador Diamond leaders. I actually started this business 5 years ago. I was working as a pediatric registered nurse, and I watched Britt for 8 months super skeptically, super like, what's this girl doing? Like I thought I knew what network marketing was, had no idea. But I just took everybody's opinion and made them my own. But I sat back and I watched her quietly. I never liked, I never commented, I never gave her any inclination that I was watching her whatsoever. So I want to tell you guys, from the second you join, people are watching you, whether they're liking, whether they're commenting, whether they're interacting with you. They are absolutely, there are eyeballs on your page waiting on you to share your story and to be excited about what you have your hands on. Okay. Hear me on that. If you hear nothing else, hear that. People are watching you. Okay. Let's jump in. We're going to come to Britt first. So you should be able to unmute yourself. And again, you guys, this is a lot of their first time sharing on a Zoom. So if y'all can just give them some love, give them some encouragement, cheer them on in the chat. It's awesome that they are stepping out of their comfort zone to do this for us, but it's super nerve-wracking in the beginning. So Britt, let's hear about you. Tell us who you are. Tell us your story. What made you say yes? Let's start there.
All right, so I am a wife, a mom. I have two little girls. My oldest daughter is actually a type 1 diabetic, so I have been home. She was diagnosed when she was only 1. So I've been home since because it's just really hard to find childcare that will take her on. And I've loved it. But after 6 years now, I am very ready to have a sense of purpose other than just being a wife and a mom. So I watched Britt, just like Trista said, for a really long time and finally said, you know what, it's time. I'm doing it and we're going to see where this goes. And I went all in as soon as I started.
I love it so much. And I think it's really cool that you knew from watching Britt's page that this opportunity could give you that sense of purpose that you've been looking for, because that's how she shares. So you guys, there are people out there that are going to join this company that it has nothing to do with the money. Granted, the money doesn't hurt. So talking about the income, but talking about all the other ways that your life has been impacted is super, super huge too. Okay, so tell us kind of what's your goal that you're working on right now? What have you already accomplished so far in your business? How long have you been in? What did you say? How long?
About 3 weeks. I started on the November 19th.
That's incredible.
So so far I have 11 LCs and I actually signed my husband up, but other than that, I'm still looking to sign on some distributors. But I am just working all the time and trying to keep up with everybody and just being super consistent and just being relatable, being honest. When I started, I hadn't tried anything. And most of the people I was very upfront with, and they asked, like, can you vouch for this? And I said, I personally have not tried it, but I know a lot of people who have, and they've had great results. So just letting them know, like, I was going to be starting it. And as soon as I did, I fell in love. So it made it so much easier to just totally go on board. And actually, my husband has totally switched over to Skinny Brew only too, which was a big thing. And it's funny, he works in law enforcement, so it wasn't the easiest thing to get him to like try. But now he has, and all the guys are like, what are you doing? So it's nice to know, it's nice to see.
I love it so much. So 11 LCs is flipping incredible. That is awesome. Way to go. So what would you say, because I hear this a lot from people who have never tried a product. How did you figure out what to start posting about, or how did you start posting when you had never tried a product before?
The Facebook page, the 20 posts for 20 days was huge in the beginning. And I did change a lot of stuff into my own words. Because when I first started, I actually had somebody call me out for being too robotic and asked if it was a scam, like, was I hacked? So that made me just change the wording up just a little bit. But it was huge to just look at and say, okay, this is what I need to say. And that's pretty much it. Just kind of went all in. I was never someone who posted on social media. So that was kind of difficult for me. Our girls have never been on until I started this. And my first post, I was like, Britt, what do I do? I don't know what to do. Is it okay if I put her on? And she's like, just go for it. Do it if you're comfortable. And I just started out, and November was Diabetes Awareness Month. So it was kind of like a good way to start, like get a little information out there too. So, but the 20 posts for 20 days was absolutely huge. And the Goal Digger on Instagram, huge help.
Absolutely. So if you guys don't know what she's talking about, there is a Facebook page. You should have, when you joined, you should have gotten a link to the Purpose Driven Training page. And on the very first page, there are a couple links to pages to join. One of them being 20 days of posting. The other one being Goal Digger _influence on Instagram. Both of those are where it's at in the beginning when you don't know what you're posting. But just like Britt said, make sure like the bones are there of the post, but make sure that you're taking them and making them yours. I'm assuming, Britt, you use your own pictures as much as possible. Like, how did you start? That's huge, right? In the beginning?
Yes. So I did use a lot of like the regular pictures that were up there because I didn't have the Skinny Brew yet, and I just couldn't post my coffee. So once I got it, I just tried to get the best pictures as I could. I did look at other team members, what they were posting, just to get some ideas through there too. And obviously made it my own, but it's nice to look and see what other people do. So, cause it just will say like, okay, you know what, this is a great idea. Let me make it my own. So
I love it. So those 11 LCs, have you signed them to posting, or did you jump into Host a Post? How did you enroll those loyal customers?
I jumped into Host a Post right away. So 4 hours after my first post ever, I put up the Host a Post and just person after person commenting, and I just went all in, sent all the messages to everybody, and just kept going back and checking. I went old school to a notebook and pens and highlighters, and every time I checked it, I did a different color highlighter dot with the time next to it as to what time I had checked. But it was just checking and making sure, and like I set it up so like I would do 2 in the afternoon, then 6, then 9 before I went to bed, and just tried to break it down. And just being consistent was really the biggest thing. And people would say, I totally forgot, I'm sorry, but then I ended up getting a customer that way.
Whoop, whoop. Yes, absolutely. Fortune is in the follow-up. You'll hear us say that probably 700 times throughout your time in this business. So what would be your number one tip for somebody starting out?
My number one tip would definitely be follow up, but consistency I think might be even bigger. I feel like it's a tie between following up and consistency.
Yep, for sure. I would probably say the same thing. Consistency is where it's at. Consistency in your posting, consistency in Host a Post itself. I know I will do Host a Post some days where I'll get 10 up and they don't get a single comment. But the next day I'll get 10 up and 2 of them blow up. But if I wasn't doing them consistently, I would never get to the ones that blew up or that blow up. Britt, are all of your people that are posting for you, are they coming from giveaway posts that you're making, or are you messaging people, or what's that look like?
So it's still just been the giveaway posts that people are posting for me. I've asked a couple people to, and I just get I'm not comfortable doing that because my friends are going to feel like they have to buy something. So I think for now I'm going to stick with the Host a Post and kind of go from there. And then when I get a little bit farther down, hopefully people will be more open to it.
That's perfect. And I will say, sometimes in the beginning when you're very like brand new to the business, people don't know what you're doing yet. And so sometimes they're a little bit hesitant because they just don't even know if you're going to stick with it or if you're going to be like all in with the company. But once they like watch you, like Britt now and me, like people that have been in for forever, like we're just the It Works girls. So people know us as that. And so once they figure out like who you are and what you're about and they know your family, then they become a lot more open to posting for you. But that is absolutely incredible. I am so stinking proud of you for jumping all in, doing the things. Let me ask you this. This is off of my list. So Britt didn't tell you I was going to ask you this, but are you doing Instagram, Facebook, TikTok? What are you only on Facebook, or what are you using?
I'm using all of them. TikTok, not as much. I'm still trying to get comfortable with it, but I'm still posting when I feel confident enough. So, but definitely all three of them. And I'm getting more followers on TikTok. So it's nice. That's what my goal is. So
I love it so much. I just love that you're just willing to jump in and do the things and figure it out as you go. And let me say, you guys, when you're brand new, if you are on here and you are brand stinking new, you're never going to feel confident or ready to make your first post or to like, okay, I know all the things. You just have to jump in and you will learn as you go. We always used to say, this was like old school saying when we first started, knowledge on fire is better than, no, ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. I'll get it out, you guys. But it's so true. You don't have to know the things. You just have to be excited and do the things every single day, and your business will grow. So, Britt, thank you so much. Okay, Robin, let's come to you next. I love your festive glasses. You are like giving me all the feels over here. I love it so much. So tell us a little bit about who you are, how long have you been in, what made you say yes, what fears did you overcome to say yes, and kind of where you're at in your business.
So I've only been in for 3 months now, but what made me say yes was I wanted to try something new. I'm kind of more of a daredevil. So I'm like, let's see what this is about. I had no idea what she was posting. I had no idea. Christy invited me, Christy Cooper. So I had no idea like what was going on. I just knew like, hey, this is something new. Let's try it. And I've been in it for 3 months now. I'm married. I have 3 children. I have a daughter in college. And then I have a 7-year-old and I've got a 15-year-old, and they're at home doing homeschooling. So we're trying to work through those kinks, but it's going good. I really enjoy the business. So far it's been kind of crazy because I wasn't a coffee drinker. So when I joined the business, that was one of the things that probably was stuck in my head. How am I going to get somebody to buy coffee and I don't even drink it? But that's totally changed. So I've been drinking some coffee. I've made a couple of posts about that. I've been on TikTok with it. I've tried to do some different little stuff. So I made like an iced coffee to kind of show and share. But when I jumped in, I went all in too. So I'm doing the 6 list and I'm messaging people, trying to stay close to the fire, staying on the Zooms with people, and just like trying to make whatever I do for the coffee, like trying to do different stuff with it. So finding different products and then being like, okay, well, what can I do with this product that everybody else isn't doing? So like the skinny greens, for example, I done a like not a milkshake, but a smoothie. I made a smoothie this morning. And so just trying to like pull out something different to get people interested and to come and see what all we have and just to tell about the products.
I love it so much. I love how y'all are just like, I'm going all in, I'm doing the things, even though, had you tried any products or just not the coffee? Had you tried anything before you joined?
No, I hadn't tried anything before I joined.
I love it that neither of you had tried a product and you didn't let that stop you. Because that's one of the biggest obstacles I feel like for new people to overcome is they're like, well, I don't have product. I don't know what to post about. So how did you start posting in the beginning? What were you talking about?
So I kind of was like, hey, I have some great news, stay tuned. So that was like kind of the first post to let people know I'm going to be having something that I'm selling and, just to be looking out for what it is. And then after that, like I kind of followed people. I was looking at the Brittany Landrums. I follow you. I've just kind of followed everybody that's up at the top, just trying to look and see what they're doing, like stalking people, literally like looking like, what is she doing? What's so different that's making people come and comment on the post or getting people engaged? What are they doing that's getting people to want to buy the product? So
I love it. I love it. And isn't it true that you guys, we're in an awesome business where you can totally copy as long as you're copying the right person and you're making it you, you're staying true to you, and you're truly just becoming like the best version of you and putting it out there. So I know you're super busy. You're doing virtual learning. You've got kids. You've got all of the things going on. So how have you made it work into your schedule to get your 6 lists done every day? Because I think that's what Chrissy said about you. She's like, she gets her 6 lists done every day. So how do you do that with the schedule that you have?
So I will say sometimes I'm all over the place with how I get it done. Okay. So it's really just, I get up in the morning and I have to listen to something that's going to get me motivated, and I have to make a choice, what do I want to be today? Who am I, like, trying to be the best version of myself every day? So when I get up, I'm listening to something that gets me motivated. And during that time of listening to get motivated, I'm sending messages to people, because at that time, I'm like, I'm really motivated. I'm pumped to do this. So let me send out things to people while I have that mind frame. And then I try to post during the middle of the day. So it's in the morning, the middle of the day, like if lunchtime or something like that, when I'm taking a little break from other things, I'm able to do that. And then towards the end of the night, I try to find my algorithm though, like when are mostly people commenting on my post. So that kind of let me know when most of my followers are awake or what they're doing at that time, when they have time to post. So it was really just that. So at the beginning of the day, listening to something to get me motivated, and then going through that, and then the middle of the day posting, trying to find things. And then on the weekend, sometimes on the weekend, I prep myself for the week, just depending on how big of a weekend we have. I might be able to do 3 or 4 TikToks or something like that to get myself, hey, this is something I can post every single day. And I'm already ready for it. I don't have to put in as much work during the week, because now I've already done it during the weekend. I could just post it. So
I love it. Yeah, you guys. So that's one thing that I've really been working on too. And I love that you mentioned it is, TikTok is huge, but you have to be super consistent with it if you want to see results. So taking an hour or 2 on a weekend or when you have some free time and just getting a bunch done and saving them in your drafts has been so super huge for me. But you said something that's probably my favorite line I've heard on a Zoom in a long time. You said you wake up every morning and you make a choice to get motivated and to do the things. And how true is that? Every single day, we get to decide what we're going to do with the day, our mindset that we're going to have, the action that we're going to take, the attitude that we're going to have. And holla, Lord, that was my favorite. It's just like, it is what it is. You wake up and you make a choice to either do the things or to not do the things. We know life is busy. We know things are going to happen. It is up to us to make the choice to, one, maybe be prepared and organized so that when life does happen, you have content created and in your notes or in your drafts. So that way it doesn't throw you for a loop. But you have a choice to decide every single day, are you going to do the things that you know you need to do? Are you going to be consistent, or are you going to let life creep in and take your dreams from you? Okay. So Robin, I hear you do power hours, and those have been hugely a big reason for your success. Talk to us a little bit about power hours, and do you work those? Is that?
Yes. So during power hours, I'm listening. I'm always trying to absorb what people are talking about, like what's good, what's been working for you. And I have to remind myself to be who I am, because just because it's working for you does not mean that that's going to absolutely work for me. But I still try different things. That's just me. So I'm listening in and I'm taking notes when you guys are doing the power hours, and just following people oh, okay, this is a good person to follow to keep me motivated, to keep me going and doing what I need to do. So just that.
So good. I love it so much. And I love that we have the power hours and different leaders, because even now I've been in for 5 years and somebody will say something. I'm like, oh, why have I not been doing that? Or they say something that's just a little bit different. So staying plugged in, you guys, is huge, huge, huge in this business. Just getting involved. Even if you're like, yeah, I got it. Somebody's going to say something that could completely change your business. Just like that 2 millimeter of change can have huge implications for your business. So Robin, we'll wrap up with this. What is like your number one tip for somebody getting started to see success?
I say get up and stay motivated. You have to, like, you're your number one motivator. So getting up and knowing, okay, this is something that I love to do, loving what you do and being positive about it. So getting up and staying, that's my number one thing, is getting up and motivating myself.
Mm-hmm.
So setting the tone for my day, how I want my day to go. Even if some things are going to happen during the day, and it's going to offset me, I've already plugged myself in the morning to set myself up to have a good day.
I love it. I love it so much, Robin. I'm obsessed with you already. I cannot wait to get to know you more. This business is 99% mindset, you guys, absolutely 90% mindset. And I love that you've taken on like the accountability for yourself. Like, this is totally up to me to motivate myself, because it's nobody else's job. And you know that. And so you're being proactive about making sure you're pouring into yourself and you're making the choice to have a good attitude and do the things. I flipping love you. I cannot wait to watch more from Robin. Okay, Kristen, let's come to you, girlfriend. So let's hear about your story, who you are, how long you've been in, who you joined, what made you say yes, and what are you working for?
All right. Well, I was actually following a distributor on TikTok, and she asked me if I wanted to join. I filled out her application, and then I backed out. And then I don't know how I was friends with Ashley Kunkler on Facebook. I have no idea. But I kept seeing her posts, and then at the time, well, I signed up with Ashley September 30th. So at the time when I filled out the other application from the distributor, my family was kind of financially not where we wanted to be. So I saw Ashley post the $39 codes, and I was like, all right, I got to do this. But I am a stay-at-home mom. I have a 6-year-old, a 1-year-old, and a 7-month-old. So my 6-year-old is doing virtual learning right now. And let me tell you, it is so hard to have 2 under 2. I don't recommend, but I am a stay-at-home mom now, but I was not until my daughter was born, my 1-year-old, and I decided to be a stay-at-home mom and go back about 3 months, but she'll be 2 next month, and I'm still not back because she was born with the port wine stain, and she has to go to Riley Hospital once a month. So I got pregnant again, so that was out of the question. But I do have my husband's support during this, which is super important, because I've heard of others saying my boyfriend or my husband thinks this is stupid, and if I get discouraged, especially in the beginning when I wasn't signing distributors right away, my husband would just pep talk me, and then I would be like, all right, well, I got this. But I signed up mainly to make our mortgage payment, because that's our biggest bill, and I wanted to take that away from my husband, but that was my only goal in the beginning. But it's not anymore, because I want to take my kids to Disney World. But that's my why.
I love it so much. And I love how like your why can change. And that's one of my favorite things about what we do. So do you have your dream board made with Disney front and center on it?
No, I have my dream board hanging up right here, but I don't even have time to take a shower by myself, so I'm still working on that. But honestly, a big why for me was I'm home with 3 kids all day. So, and Ashley, I'm the one that reached out to her, and she said we were gonna I would be connecting with a bunch of great people, and I talk to my distributors, other people every single day, and I love it. I know a lot about my distributors, and about a year ago, I was at home every day searching at home jobs because I wanted to do something from home, but nothing fit me at all.
Yep, absolutely. Isn't it great? This is just the best business in the world, you guys. I love it so much. And I did not know that businesses like this were real until it was out in my face every single day on social media. So do not think that nobody out there wants this. There are people just like her Googling every single day how to make money from home, and you are going to be the answer to their prayers. So show up and talk about it every single day because that person is waiting for you, right?
Yes.
All
Definitely.
right, girlfriend. So tell me, you jumped right in, I'm assuming, or did you? Did you not?
Yeah, I did.
Yes. Okay. So had you ever tried a product? How did you start posting? How did you get started?
I had heard of it. My sister-in-law actually sold it, but I was in high school whenever she was, and literally the only thing I knew that It Works had was wraps. So I was not interested. I mean, I obviously am now after 3 kids, but in high school I was not interested. So, but as soon as I signed up, I was a little hesitant because I had that oh crap moment. I was just like, what did I do? I don't know if I don't have a lot of people I can sell to. I knew at that time that I probably wouldn't be successful. But I was just like, well, I mean, I'm going to do it. I spent $39. I have nothing to lose. So, I mean, I'm just going to go in full force and see where it takes me. And I love it because I'm walking around my house every day. I'm getting messages and I'm just talking into my phone. And I mean, this job works around me, and it is a blessing, honestly, because I couldn't find anything else. That is
So much. And you have lots of littles running around. And so I can only imagine how busy you are when you're at home. But you still make it work. So I hear you are both a customer and distributor enrolling machine. So let's start with customers. What are your tips for enrolling customers, or how do you enroll your customers?
Well, in the beginning, I had never used the product before, so I was being a copycat mainly because I was told if you're going to be a copycat, you need to copy the right cat. So I was just doing that. I was using pictures from Pinterest and Google, which I didn't feel like was the best method, but I would take selfies with my kids, but I got my $150 shopping spree, signed my husband up, got his $150 shopping spree, and then signed my little sister up and got hers. So I had $450 of shopping credit, and I just, I ordered everything I wanted, and I use at least 3 products a day. I think Hydrate is honestly the most underrated product we have, but I made my chicken noodle soup list. I followed that. I went towards, like, I made this script, and I went towards the people that just I knew would not say no to me. So I was consistent. I was very consistent posting as well. But I decided to choose I still post about Skinny Brew and Thermify and those, but I chose to do products to post about that nobody's ever heard of. I didn't ever hear about them before either. Like collagen. Collagen is amazing. My mom swears by it. And Hydrate, like I said, and I use Carb Control. I don't hear about that one very often, but they're Super Red, Super Greens. My husband never thought he was going to like any of these. He drinks Super Greens and Hydrate every single day. And, but I mainly I do research before I post about it. I do research on the website and on Pinterest and kind of compare them. But I describe them very well, and I make sure my scripts are always up to date and on point, and I have them all in my word board on my phone, so I just hit that button, I know it's good to go. So, but I signed from October 2nd until the end of December 30 LCs. So I mean, I think that's good, but December has been very slow for me, so
Slow for you, who's used to signing 30 LCs. I love it so stinking much. Absolutely incredible. So you said a lot that I kind of want to just kind of hit on real quick. So she said chicken noodle soup list. So for those of you guys who maybe are brand new or aren't sure what that is, that really is just the list of who would you call if you were sick and you needed somebody to bring you chicken noodle soup. Those are the people that you can reach out to and just ask for their support. I always recommend being super genuine and super personal with your messages, or go visit them. Like, I went to see my mom at her house and gave her, back in the day, we used to have brochures, and I took her a brochure and I was like, hey mom, will you buy something for me? I had no idea what I was even like, had my hands on yet, but I wasn't scared to reach out to people. So let me ask you this, Kristen, did you call people? Did you just text people? Did you voice message people? Did you recommend products, or were you just like, hey, I'm starting this thing, can you support me?
honestly, when I was signing my LCs, my husband, my sister, I had never tried any products. So I just did my research. I made it sound like I knew what I was talking about, and I made it sound like me. Like they knew it was me. It wasn't a script. Even all my scripts sound like me. If someone shares a script with me, I rearrange it, delete stuff, add stuff, but 90% of my scripts I made myself because I want them to sound like me. I would rather make my own scripts, but sometimes I'm in a crunch for time. So a person, Katie, on my team, she always comes through for me. But
I love that so much. Like, how much initiative does it show to like go research the product? So let's talk about where you can find the information, because I absolutely flipping love that you do that, because that is incredible. So if you pull up the product on your website, just like you're pulling it up like you're a customer, every single product, under where it gives like the description, it will say print product information. If you click on that, it will bring up the product info sheet for every product, along with the most commonly asked questions for each product. And so you can get all the information right there. You could also log into your eSuite and go to the document library. Those are there as well. And you mentioned Pinterest, so let's show you guys. It Works actually has a legit Pinterest page that's really awesome, and they have really good pictures on it, and they also have a lot of before and afters. Now, I will say I'm not one that ever really posts like stock photos of products on my page. So I don't use it for that, but it is a great resource if you need some information, or maybe you want a picture to put on a story slide or something like that. But I wouldn't pull a stock picture from there and actually put it on your Facebook page. But if you go to Pinterest and just search people or accounts, It Works, it will pull up the It Works page. And it is actually really, really good. So there is that option as well. You can get some information from there. Okay, so that was customers. Let's talk about distributors, because you also have been a rock star at signing distributors. And I feel like this is maybe the harder part for a lot of new people to kind of get the hang of. So how have you personally been able to sign so many distributors?
well, I signed my husband and my little sister, like I said, but I was really struggling in the beginning because I had those two, but I mean, my husband knows nothing about it really. He knows my lingo now, but he wouldn't know how to sell. And my little sister, she's not very motivated in it, but I signed them up, and then I signed another lady, and it just wasn't for her. She is already out of it, which really hurt my feelings because that was my first real distributor that I signed. But what really made the difference for me is I don't add just like absolutely random people, but I go to like friends of friends, and I'm like, hey, she's a stay-at-home mom. Hey, she's a just, I mean, you just look for those little qualities. And I've done that on TikTok as well. But what really helped me is TikTok. Like I was always, I posted before, but I was always posting like pranks of my husband. You could never see me. I was always just talking behind the screen. And I'm a really shy person. So I was like, well, I hear everybody is telling me that TikTok is working. I'm not an Instagram fan. I was only doing Facebook. That's it. And it slowed down for me. So I needed to go find something else. But I've signed 6 distributors in the past week and a half, and I found them all from a few host to post, but TikTok, Instagram, and on Instagram, whenever I do host to post on there, and they want in, and then I made a like application picture from the app over, and I have them post that as their story. It just has like hiring, has a picture of me, all the details, and I have my own application people fill out for me. And over the past about 2 weeks, I've gotten 16 applications. And I mean, not every single one of those have joined, but it's just being consistent. Honestly, that's my my words are consistency and driven. Those are my 2 favorite words for this. But host to post is a good one. I've signed 2 of those from a host to post. So I mean, TikTok and Instagram. Instagram's not my favorite, but I definitely recommend utilizing it. So
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to probably go off on a tangent for a minute, you guys, because that's just, I feel it kind of on my heart that I need to share a little bit of my journey. Chris, and I'm going to come back to you. So hang tight. But I do want to share a little bit about kind of my journey and where I've been, and over the past couple months, what has happened. So I came into this business 5 years ago, and Facebook was really where it was at. Honestly, we all built on Facebook for the longest time, and it was rocking and it was killing it. And then I don't know what happened in 2020, but Facebook fell apart, I feel like, for most of us. And I was super resistant to like making the transition. I was scared of Instagram. I didn't understand it. I had in my brain these lies that I was telling myself. No one was telling me this. I was putting it in my own brain that I don't have what it takes to be good at Instagram. You guys, stop it. If that is you, stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Same thing with TikTok. I'm super shy. I'm super like awkward. TikTok, there is a place for everybody on TikTok, you guys, and it is more fun than anything I've ever done in this business. The only thing I will warn you, do not waste your time scrolling. That is my only, like, put it out there. It is a time trap if you aren't kind of just paying attention to what you're doing. But you guys, I had to make a pivot. I got to a point where it's like, okay, I gotta do something. Kind of like when I joined the business, I had to make a change or nothing was going to change. I got to another point a few months ago where I had to make a change or nothing was going to change. And I decided that I was going to quit telling myself the lies. I was just going to jump in and figure it out. And I'm so thankful that I did, because it is, one, it's duplicatable. Anybody can do it. And it is giving results. Back in the day when we joined, it used to be, I can tell you, if you're posting and you're messaging, you're going to enroll. Right now, it's if you're posting and if you're doing TikTok and Reels, you will enroll. I can promise you that, but you have to be consistent with it. I'm so thankful that I got over myself and just jumped in and did it, because it has given me results like nothing else. I do use an influencer application like Kristen was talking about, and it is an amazing lead generator. Just like she said, not everybody signs, but guess what? I have an actual list of hundreds of names that I can go back to when promotions drop on the 29th of this month, when things get real crazy in the business, when the first of the year comes and everybody's wanting to make an income. I have an incredible list to go back and to talk to and to follow up with. So I cannot encourage you guys enough. If you are sitting there and you're telling yourself, but I don't have what it takes to be good on TikTok, or I don't have what it takes to be good on Instagram or to do reels, stop lying to yourself and feeding yourself those self-limiting beliefs, because you absolutely do. And I got to give a shout out, Lisa Galloway, girlfriend, is every time I open up my TikTok, she is on my FYP every single time. Like, you are super consistent. You are killing it. So keep it up. You are definitely one to follow and one to watch. Whew. Okay. I'm done off of my rant and off of my tangent. But Kristen, let's come back to you and kind of walk me through so when somebody says like, hey, I'm interested in what you do, or they fill out your influencer application, what's that conversation look like once you message them?
I give them the lowdown on everything that the business involves. I make sure they know that you're not going to be carrying inventory. They don't have to worry about that. I make sure they know that there's multiple ways to get paid and what they will be selling, because when I feel like when I talk to anybody, I feel like I show that I believe in these products, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be telling my husband to remember to take his or taking mine. I am so consistent on taking the products, and that's not, I mean, no one like it holds me accountable for that, but I feel like I feel better when I take them. But and then usually what happens is people say, well, I don't have that money to sign up. And I mean, about a month ago, I would tell them, okay, well, just let me know whenever, but that wasn't working. And I knew it wasn't working, and it would make me a little bit more discouraged. But I have so many scripts that I've made and put into my word board that helps me sell, or has me help them sell the samples. And every time they message me, my phone lights up, and they're like, well, I don't know what to say to this, and I don't know how do I send the sample. And I get on my phone, I screen record, I show them step by step. I have all those scripts ready to go, because I was not doing scripts before, and I was wasting a lot of my time, a lot. So I just think that when you believe in the products, I just think everybody needs to try them, but keep your mindset where it needs to be. And I slack at that sometimes, but I pop right back out of it. And I mean, my close family supports me a whole lot, and my husband being here every day with me, pep talking me when I'm discouraged, that has got me through, especially when it's slow for me. And I just think that everyone says follow up with your customers, but I think following up with your, especially new distributors, is a really big game changer, because they can slip through the cracks. And some people are scared of bothering you, and I was scared of bothering Ashley, and she always tells me I wasn't bothering her. And when my distributors text me, they are absolutely not bothering me. Like, I kind of get excited, and like, I'll send, the other day I sent them, like, I recorded my voice and sent it in my like little chat with just us. And I was like singing about getting on the Zoom that night, and my little sister thought I was crazy, but like, I get so excited. I want them to be on the Zooms. I know everybody can't. I can't all the time. But I mean, I just think being consistent with your loyal customers is important, but be very consistent with those distributors that you sign, especially when they're not comfortable by themselves yet.
I love it so much. I tell all of my new people, if I don't hear from you, that's when I get discouraged and I get worried. In the beginning, you've never done anything like this before, so you should have tons of questions, but that means that you're trying and you're willing to learn. So that gets me like super, super excited. So never feel like you are, you know, bothering your upline. That truly gets them excited when you reach out and ask questions. And I love that your husband is so stinking supportive. I was one of the lucky ones who had a super supportive spouse in the beginning. And I can honestly say it's one of the reasons that I was able to go all in and be successful. But I also realized that not everybody has that at home. So if you're sitting there like, man, I wish my husband would be supportive, find that person, make your upline that person, find a sideline. That's one of the things I love about, you know, jumping on these Zooms and like the 12 days of Christmas Zooms that we just did. We watched like sidelines become that person for people. So don't be afraid to reach out to somebody and just be like, hey, will you like be my person and run at this with me? So that way you guys can like pick each other up. If one's having a bad day, I'm going to pick you up and I'm going to, you know, cheer you on when sometimes we don't have that at home. So if you don't have that at home, let your upline be that person for you and let us love on you and cheer you on and pick you up when you have a bad day, because truth is you will have a bad day. But the more self-development you do, the more you plug into the team page and on Zooms, the better you're going to be and the better your mindset is going to be. So it's just a little bit easier to do when you have an awesome tribe cheering you on, which we have here. So I am so, so thankful for all of you guys. With that, I think we're going to hop off. Well, let me ask, Kristen, is there anything else you want to say before? Do you have a tip for a new person getting started or anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
I would just say, I can't stress this enough. Do not think that you're bothering your enroller, because you're absolutely not. If somebody, like you said, when I don't hear from them, I'm like, are they thinking about not doing this? Because there's so many opportunities, and when you first sign up, you don't really know all of them yet. But I mean, I've only been doing it for about 2.5 months, and I absolutely love it. I'm not going anywhere. My husband, I mean, I get discouraged, but I wouldn't let him not support me, because I'm his support system as well. So we have each other's back like that. But I would just say, just keep following through with all your social media, not just Facebook, and then you're going to get the results that you want. I really believe that.
I love it. Every single person said, be consistent. Just figure it out. Be consistent. Copy the right person. Copy the right cat. Go all in. Every single one of them just decided, they made a decision. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to go all in and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to show up every single day. And I'm probably going to make some mistakes, but I'm going to get better every single time I show up. And they are killing it. And I cannot wait to watch you guys kill it even more, promote. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you've never been into business before, we are getting ready to go into fun season. Like, this is where it gets crazy, because what does everybody want to do come New Year? They want to make money and they want to lose weight. And we have a solution for both of those. And it's promotion time, where they bring out the big bonuses. And you guys, it's the 20th anniversary and Mark is bringing it. He's bringing it. Best bonuses we've ever had. That's a direct quote from them. So if you have never been in before, just know, like, we're going into a super, super fun time. So it is time to make the decision to go all in. Get your mindset that you're going to do this no matter what. You might not know what you're doing, but you're going to do it. You're going to promote. You're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to grow. And there may be a new product coming before the end of the year. So we hear. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So stay plugged in, stay connected, get involved with the team page and with your sidelines, with your upline, and we're going to kill it. 2021 is going to be incredible. And I cannot thank you, Britt, Robin, and Kristen, for hopping on. You guys absolutely killed it tonight. So I will get this also recorded or uploaded into the team page so you can share it with any of your team that was not able to make it tonight. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a good night.